So in this lesson, we're just going to start to look at how do products get developed, where do the ideas come from, and what's important when they're in the beginning stages of development. So products start with product designers. So product designers create products. Basically, they sit down around a table, and after doing a bunch of market research, as we've already discussed, they'll decide what products they're going to make to sell. Product designers choose the materials and the shapes and fit them all together using various techniques, including hand drawings, AutoCAD on the computer, and various other tools to create products from the initial idea until the final product. When talking about products, we kind of want to look at the packaging. The packaging is essentially the product. There are two main principles of product design: form and function. Those are the two basic ones. Form are the characteristics of what the product looks like. So, once it's been designed, it's basically all of the characteristics. So, is it a tall product? Is it short? Is it colorful? Is it a cylinder? Is it a box? Is it clear? Looking at these old Mac computers, you can see a lot has gone into the product design of these very colorful personal computers. The second principle is function. Essentially, that's the main important part of what a product is. What is it made to do? When we're talking about different products, you can basically look around you right now, wherever you're sitting listening to this lesson, and think about what each one of those products is designed to do. That is the product's function. That has to be thoroughly thought through, and when they are creating the form, it has to be able to then perform the function. So for example, in this picture, this simple product was designed to pour liquid. If you think about a fan, how is it created so that it produces air, and so on. So let's look at a few different products here and discuss the form and the function. So what you can see in front of you is a pizza cutter, but instead of being just a slicer or a knife, the form of it is the triangular slice form, and the function of it is where they've added scissors to it so it's easily cut into the shape that you're looking for. So basically the form is the metal triangle spot and then the scissors, and then the function is very obvious. It creates a nice perfect slice. So the second product is quite simple. All it is a container to hold pencil crayons. But there was a lot of thought gone into how it would be easy for a person to grab the pencil crayons if this packaging was standing up. So that's why when the designers went in, they designed it so that it could stand up, and that is the form. And the function is that it holds up the pencil crayons and able to grab them easily, and they're very well displayed by having most of the pencils visibly available to you. So again, a lot of thought has gone into the function and the form of this product, even though it's very simple. So this next product has a very simple function. It's measuring cups and bowls. So the function isn't that intense, but the form of it, a lot of thought has gone into it. Essentially, they wanted so that all of those different bowls and measuring cups could fit into each other for easy, compact storage. And it's very visually appealing with the different colors. So again, a very basic product by function, but very interesting and well thought out and planned in terms of the form. So this next one's pretty cool. So this product is a toaster, but what it does is you can actually write a note on the top there where that white section is, and that same note will be burned into the toast. So very, very interesting function. Now again, the form, when they were creating this, they would have had to really think through all of the moving parts. The heater inside, the electrical panel, how it would actually be translated into a note. So very, very interesting product, very interesting function, and very complicated form. So next we're going to look a little bit at the packaging. So again, like I said before, sometimes packaging and product are kind of one and the same, but packaging is really important because it protects product from light, dirt, germs, air, water, tampering, and other damage created by the outside environment. Packages also can make the product easier for the consumer to use. For example, bottles with hand grips, spouts on the cartons, and things like that. We're going to look a little bit more into packaging. But using this same pizza cutter, the packaging is actually the product. That's how you purchase it. It does not need any other protection. So again, we talked a little bit about protection, and that makes sense to be able to obviously protect a product. But packaging is also extremely important because it allows the customer to identify what the product is on the inside. There's also a lot of information that is legally needs to be on packaging, which is governed by the government. So packages help the consumer identify what the product is, and a lot of the times the information will include the product size, the weight, the ingredients of the product, the nutritional content, the safety warnings, etc. So packages are always used in order to give a ton of information to the consumer. So here's some cool packaging. We've got very colorful packaging here. And again, it's not just like a physical package like plastic or paper. The packaging can be the product, right? So if we look at this Tang, this drink, the packaging is the actual bag that it's in. Then if we look over to the iPhones there, the colorful packaging is the actual phone. The packaging is the phone, and the function is what's happening within the phone, where you can, call, text, and so on. In this case, this very colorful packaging for these paper towels is interesting because it gives a ton of information right on it. We're going to look a little bit more into that next. So you guys will have a chance to look at some packaging within this lesson on your own. But let's look a little bit more at some interesting packaging. So this package here is actually promoting that the beverage containers are made of paper. So what they're doing is, or Tetra Pak, I guess you could say. So what they're doing is saying that it's the same product inside, but they're going a little bit greener, which means they've decided to change up their packaging from plastic to paper in order to be more beneficial to the environment. So yes, the environment is a very good thing to promote in terms of packaging because everybody's down with generally helping the environment. But the other thing would be making your product stand out. So Arizona Tea has done a really great job in using colors and designs in order to make their products very visually noticeable and distinguishable from their competitors. So when people walk in a store, they see these bottles in front of them, they know it's the Arizona Tea. So they've had a lot of great success with being very, very, very vibrant, colorful, and great designs on their packaging. So talking about those Arizona designs there, that goes right into brand identity. So branding is something we'll look at a little bit more in future lessons, but brand identity is important for customers to recognize products associated with the product or service. So just as I mentioned with those Arizona Tea bottles, people are able to see those bottles and know exactly what the product is on the inside. Brand includes the logo design, a slogan, a jingle, terms of when they're doing a commercial on the radio or TV, as well as the brand image. So we'll be looking more into all of those again in future lessons, but since we're talking about packaging, this is an interesting picture as the company Procter & Gamble has multiple brands under their parent company. So as you can see, all of their different products under their brand have all different forms, all different functions, and you can't necessarily see a similarity in all of those products to be able to distinguish it as Procter & Gamble. But when you do look at the actual brand, you'll be able to always notice through the packaging what the product is. Alright, so that's it for product development and packaging for now. We're going to look at more branding and so on later, but that's the end of this lesson presentation, so you can move on.